Today we're going to work on changing out this track. I got an old track on our Komatsu excavator, pretty worn out. I think it's the original. I think they last quite a while, but I actually got a problem with one of the chain links breaking out, so it's trying to pull apart, and I'm afraid it's going to get stranded. It's going to strand me somewhere with the track busted, so be a little proactive and go after it and get it changed out today. First thing I'm going to do is take this grease zerk loose here on the front. I'm going to get on it, start it up, and I'm going to try to push this track roller back, and that's going to make it to where I can take this old track off. Okay, I got a 19 millimeter socket. I'm going to loosen up this zerk, and that's going to allow, when I push on this roller up here in the front, it's going to allow the grease to come out of the cylinder inside there, and then I'll be able to get some slack in the chain. I'll probably take it back a decent amount because this is a new track and I just don't know how tight it's going to be when I put it on. It looks pretty good. Okay. So I briefly looked for a master pin, couldn't quite see one. I guess that's one way I take it off, is to take that pin out and just pull the track off, but I'm going to try to get it off the rollers and the sprocket, just see what happens. Got it. There it goes. Put some blocks under it so I can work on the sprocket next. Use the excavator to pick up the old track, try to get it loaded and put away. track off. Now we'll spend some time cleaning this up and then working on changing out this sprocket. All right. Now we're gonna see if we can break these loose, get this sprocket off. Some dirt on some of them, if I can get that out of there. Okay, got all the bolts out. Gonna see if I can't beat on it a little bit and knock it loose. I'm gonna get some blaster, see if I can loosen it up with some lubricant, and then come back here in a bit and try again. Got it. Yep. I'm gonna clean this up here with the wire wheel before I put the new one on. Pull out these holes here, make sure there's no leftover crowns or other stuff in there. Get this ready to put on. I'm going to put some anti-seize around the tight part around here in case I ever have to take it back off, make it a little easier to get off. Go all the way around with it. There's a new one, cleaned up this face. Pretty symmetrical. Put it on. Yeah. Got my bolts here cleaned up. Start putting those on. A little bit of this on there. Tighten these up and I'll be right back. Okay.
Daddy, are you going to say something to the camera?
I'm going to tighten this up, okay?
Yeah, go ahead and do it.
Oh, see, that's the climb on it.
Let's see here.
Okay, I can. No, I'm ready. No, you know what?
Oh, really? You see, Ollie? No. Huh? Well, that's not much. You might put down more.
Oh, I was bloody knee and bloody elbow.
I will go to you.
Okay. So I got the track laid out. Did some work in getting it put underneath the excavator. Okay, I got the track in place. I got the master pin holes lined up, and now I'll be trying to put the master pin in. I've got the pin frozen right now and trying to shrink it down a little bit because it is going to be a interference fit. So it's going to be quite the challenge to get it in, but we'll see what we can do. Does seem to be going. Do want to get on it with a piece of wood, not the metal. Let's see what we can do here. Now I need to get behind it and keep it from moving. Okay guys, I don't know if you can see it, but we got the new pin in right here. Took me forever. I originally tried to just use the pin as I bought it with the interference fit, but it was just too tight, and I was not having any luck. I was trying all kinds of things, trying to beat it in with sledgehammers, and really wasn't getting anywhere with it. So I decided to grind that master pin down a little bit so that it'd fit through the links better. It was still forced in. I still hit it with a hammer and had to use a punch to push it in, but it was much smaller diameter than it originally came. So finally got it in there. Took me forever, and I was using my torch to heat it up, so I didn't I kind of burnt off the paint, so I'm going to shoot it with some paint and kind of try to cover it up again with some paint. I can shoot some up in it. Alright, the next thing I want to do is take the tension out of it, or the slack out of the track, and I need to raise up the excavator first and use my grease gun to push that cylinder out on the front roller and take the slack out of it. This particular excavator, I think I was reading the manual, 30 to 50 millimeter gap between the lower track link and the second roller from the sprocket in the back. So there's 1-2 over from left to right, second roller over, 30 to 50 millimeters for this PC30-3. So I'll raise it up and get started and see if we can't get this track done. See it starting to raise up. This gap from here to here is kind of where I need to measure, 30 to 50 millimeters. It's about 50 right now. I'm going to go probably closer to 30 because it's a new track, new sprocket. It'll probably loosen up on me. I'm actually going to run the track around to make sure there's no issues with the sprocket and anywhere else. Might have messed with the adjustment on it. probably going to take some use to get it to really sit well because of all the paint and extra surfaces that aren't machined all that well, especially on the sprocket. Let's see what we got now. About 37 millimeter. I think I'll go just a little bit more on it. This out of the way. Try to run it around a little bit.